That's false, right?
I believe it's Touchstone,
Okay.
which is owned by Disney. Just like Night Before Christmas was Touchstone because it was too scary for kids, they thought, and then it became popular. So like, oh, it's Disney now.
Okay. Now, wait a second. So, Who Framed Roger Rabbit has Mickey Mouse and who else in the same movie?
Bugs Bunny in the same scene.
Yeah, but Bugs Bunny is Looney Tunes, which is Universal, right?
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Warner Brothers probably just gave him permission. This is probably before Disney took over the world, right? I mean, it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Hey, everybody! Welcome to the Positivity Report. Josh Macuga here on a Monday. Nick Scarpino coming in about 5 to 10 minutes. And it's great to see everybody. Had a very exciting weekend after Friday's funding of Futility, the actual game of living, currently, right now, on the Futility Kickstarter. Link is pinned in the chat. $32,960, 355 backers. Oh, nope. And even 33,000. Y'all ready for Futility? Y'all Futility. But that's the song. That's the song.
Actual game of living.
Actual game of living. We're doing it, guys. We're gonna hit those stretch goals. Bring up those stretch goals, Ikaika. Let's hit those stretch goals. 35,000, I believe, is the next one. Is the stretch? Good. There you go. No, 40,000 is
No.
what?
35.
35. Gets you the 100 College Days cards. Ooh, those will be fun to write. And then 40K, 100 moments in history. We already have the 2 stretch goals of the sports, the semi-athletic sports, Put Me In, Coach, and Your Life as a Movie, which is very funny. Then 45K gets you 100 R-rated cards. And then finally to 50K gets you write your own ones. 55,000 gets you the puberty teen angst cards. And of course, 70,000 gets us the personalized meeples. Woo! 18 days left. We are going to do one more big stream of Palooza, which will be on, I think, Wednesday, which is the big weigh-in day, the final day of the weight loss challenge here at the Good People Association. I had a decent weekend. Okay, I'll tell you guys this story. You know what? I'll wait for Nick Scarpino to come on the show, tell this story, because something happened to me food-wise this weekend. Something I haven't had in a very long time. And I was like, Amanda and I almost pulled the car over. I'll just leave you with a tease like that.
Diarrhea?
No. I've had to do that before. My parents have had to stop the car a couple times. I had a good last night. If you saw the pictures on Instagram or Twitter, did I post it on Insta? I think I just posted it on Twitter. I'm going to post it on Instagram. Rosie had spaghetti sauce for the first time, and she had like a couple noodles. Like when she holds something in her hand, she doesn't know what it is. She like investigates it, like Mariska Hargitay in a CSI. I think that's the show, or she in Law and Order. I'm one of them. But we started putting a little bit of sauce on this, like her little baby spoon, and she freaked out for it. And we've noticed something, that her time eating baby food is coming to an abrupt end because she wants nothing to do with it. So now we're going to have to like really work on actual food, right? Like good eating food. And because she lived for the sauce. And then Amanda tried to trick her with baby food, like after sauce, and poo, not going to happen.
Like,
No effing way. But she was so adorable this weekend. She likes to go under things. Like she goes under a table and she just like hangs out under there and she like thinks it's hilarious.
Can Uncle Kaika come over and help build forts?
Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna build some forts, dude. 100%. Had a decent sports weekend. Penn State lost to Iowa on the road. We like half our team was injured, including our starting quarterback. And then yesterday the Steelers finally won one. You guys can check the Pittsburgh Sports Net podcast. We'll be talking more of that with The Bum. Released every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific. And I think we're working on getting just its own feed for that, because I think if you're on the podcast feed through Blue Wire, you're getting inundated with a lot of different shows, and we just want give me the sports in that, and give Mark Riley the wine in that podcast too. What's it called? Wine Time? Getting whiny? Let's get wino. What the wine show. He's got a podcast. It's really good. It's all about wine because Mark loves wine. I had a little bit of wine last night with the pasta. If you're going to have red sauce, you got to have a little bit of wine. Everybody knows that. And we had a little bucatini, and she loved it. My mother-in-law, who is amazing, she was at our house on Thursday or Friday when I got home, and then she was there last night. I made chicken parm as well. I made like a homemade chicken parm. Ooh, it's good.
Mhm.
I don't deep fry it. I oil cook it, and then put the cheese and the sauce on it. I feel like deep frying the chicken parm is good, but you lose a lot of the flavor of the chicken when you just deep fry it. Anyway, we also have a huge announcement. Tomorrow we'll have a graphic for it. We had kind of a crazy weekend with everything getting funded to Futility. We've been so focused on that, which is great because we should be. And we still have all those stretch goals to hit, and we're going to be promoting for the next 18 days. My aunt asked me on the phone on Saturday, if you funded, what is this other stuff? And what are you doing over there?
I'm just moving something.
Oh, I heard like keys jingle jangle. My aunt asked me, and we can cut this out and like Luke, we can post this. My aunt asked me, what is all this stuff? Well, the stretch goals, if you're the $100 backer, you get all of these stretch goals. So let's hit it, because right now in this game, you get 200 cards, blue and red. So that's 400 cards. Now, if you keep playing Futility, you're going to see some of the same cards over and over again. It's like Cards Against Humanity, you know what I mean? Like you see some of the weird same ones all the time. But if you get the stretch packs, you can feed them in, and you can recreate all the game however you want to. Like, oh, tonight let's play the Teen Angst mixed with some classic. Let's do the sports ones mixed with some classic. So you can make this game very different all the way around. I think that's the genius of Futility. I'm not calling myself a genius. I just think that's like the fun part of Futility. I'm not a genius that's reserved for like Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein. I don't know. Tom Brady, I guess. I don't know. Sports genius. The guy's 44 and still bombing. Anyway, hitting those stretch goals gets you all the super fun stuff on Futility, the actual game of living. So let's hit those stretch goals. We got 18 days to go to see how much we can hit. Share it, show it, do it. If I sent you cards and stickers, let me know if you got them, because I want to know. I want to know it. And thank you all so much. But also a huge announcement. Big time. We have a sponsor of the show. It's not Boone's Bourbon. We would love to bring Boone's Bourbon back, but we have a sponsor of the Positivity Report and the Good People Association and Josh Brady. That's right. It's Perk Clothing. Currently, I'm wearing a Perk shirt. Listen, I've said it on the show before. I'll say it again. I was born in a t-shirt. I will die in a t-shirt. I came out of the womb. My mom was like, wow, that's a really nice, comfortable t-shirt. I love wearing t-shirts. I also love wearing a good golf shirt. Everybody knows that. But I love wearing t-shirts. And this is the most comfortable t-shirt I've ever put on my body. Okay? They also make a chino that fits my fat ass, but also it feels really good on my waist. And I'm a big chino guy. If I'm going out, I'm going to throw on a pair of chinos. I might start wearing chinos on the regular day. PerkClothing.com. Use the code GPA at checkout. Get you 20% off. I promise you. This is my sullen promise. Sullen, is that the word? I promise you it's the best pair of pants and best t-shirt you ever put on your body. Get the pocket tee. Get the classic tees. They got tons of different colors. PerkClothing.com. Don't be a jerk. Wear Perk. That's my slogan. What do you think about that, again? You a fan?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Don't be a jerk. Wear Perk. Perk shirts. Perk pants. PerkClothing.com. Use the code GPA, 20% off at checkout. I'm very excited, so check it out. Anyhow, we've got a guest coming on today, Nick Scarpino from Kind of Funny. Is he in? Is he waiting in there again?
He just got in.
Oh, nice. Nick Scarpino from Kind of Funny. Our buddy, huge congratulations to our buddy, Greg Miller, Game Over Greggy, Kind of Funny. Had his baby this weekend. Little boy. He and Jen went through a lot in labor. Having a baby is an extremely stressful time. She ended up having to get a C-section, just like my wife. And the recovery that women have to go through after a C-section is insane. Not only that, but they have to feed a baby and raise a baby. And they just had major surgery where they move your guts to get a baby out. It's insane. They cut you open and they remove a baby from your body. Okay? Having a baby, say what you want, okay, it's so intense. I've never been I haven't really had like a major surgery, so I don't know, but like being in that delivery room when my wife was getting a C-section to have a baby, oh my God. Probably the most stressful time in my life, and my wife is shaking. Like it was intense. And then you go through, my wife is still recovering 7 to 8 months later. It's an emotional roller coaster for everybody involved. And that's obviously vaginal birth, C-section, We are just men, husbands, dads, whatever. We are there as bystanders to the miracle of life and what women go through. I said it on here before. I'll say it again. If men had to give birth, we would have died off as a people years ago. It would have been Tom Cruise in Oblivion, just walking around like, remember here, remember this thing? So congratulations to Greg Miller and Jen Miller on their little boy, Benjamin James Miller. I was hoping for Egon, but we didn't get that. My brother's name is Ben, so I love that name. So congratulations. And we're going to bring Nick Scarpino, a new uncle. A new uncle. The Kind of Funny has their first offspring. Ladies and gentlemen, the legend. He is the funniest stand-up on a boat. It's a niche audience, that boat stand-up. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Scarpino.
Yay! What's going on, man? How you
Hey,
doing?
brother. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I just want to tell you,
Okay.
I'm fine with it now. But the next time you introduce me and then start talking about Greg for 15 minutes, I'm gonna take a little hit right here, right to the heart, taking it right to the heart.
Well, I mean, you are stepping up to the uncle big leagues. Does your brother have any kids?
No, my brother does not have any kids. I am not an uncle anywhere else. So I have a bunch of friends that have children.
Okay.
But Greg will probably be the closest person to me.
Yeah.
Both geographically. Actually, yeah. I mean, like he'll just be that kid will always be around. So I will actually probably be an official uncle now, which is good.
It's good
Looking
stuff.
forward to it.
I mean, you're a cool uncle. Okay. You can teach him funny stuff.
Was that a question?
No. You're a cool uncle.
It sounded like you put a little bit of a question mark at the end of that. You're like, you're a cool uncle? Like you're not gonna be stern. You're gonna listen, this kid, he's gonna know where if he wants the pot where to get it from. Okay. It's gonna be cool Uncle Nick.
Hey, Uncle Nick, like my friends and I were gonna like go out. Do you think you could like buy us a case of Milwaukee's Best Light? I got you, kid. No big deal.
Oh my God. Absolutely. Except that kid's he's gonna get fucking Corona or something like that. I'm not giving him Milwaukee.
No, you gotta start.
Get Natty Ice.
Yeah, get him Natty. Oh, do they still make Natty Ice?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
'Cause
And here's my thing is
they
like
do.
when I was a kid, I used to hate beer. I still hate beer. I don't like beer at all.
I don't drink a lot of
So
beer.
whenever anyone would buy me something like a Smirnoff Ice or like a Zima, I would be stoked. Are you kidding me? They tasted great. Zima tastes great. I don't know why they stopped making it.
No, they re-put it on the shelves. You can get Zima again.
Did they really?
Yes.
Oh,
Throw a
that makes
Jolly
me so
Rancher
happy.
in that. Remember, you used to throw a Jolly Rancher in the Zima. Ooh.
I never because when I was drunk, I would have choked on the Jolly Rancher. I just liked my Zima, straight up Zima.
Straight Zima. Do you remember the introduction of Mike's Hard Lemonade? That was a huge day. That was like a game changer.
That was the world pushing back and saying, you know what, beer? We've had enough. We know that Zima failed. We know that Smirnoff Ice is on the way out, but Mike's Hard Lemonade, it's here to stay. And I'm happy to say that I think they still sell it.
Oh, no, they definitely do. My in-laws bought some for our wedding that nobody drank in the can form, and we had like the multi-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade that's still in my in-laws' fridge that I will take like a half of Mike's Hard Lemonade, a little bit of ice, some vodka and a lime, and bing, bang, boom, you've got yourself a super Mike.
Dude, first off, that sounds amazing. Second off, the fact that it's in a can makes it that much more trashy, and I love it.
Yep.
Because they used to be in bottles, and you can feel good about yourself that you're drinking out of a big boy bottle. But when something comes in like, what's next? They're gonna put Mike's Hard Lemonade in one of those like apple juice cartons, like little boxes. You're like, this is the child's drink now.
It's a shame that we don't get more alcohol in carton form, right? Like in a milk
It's
carton.
fun, right?
Yeah.
It makes you think, hey, this is not that destructive to your liver or your health or your overall well-being. Kids juice comes like this. Like imagine you go to a Starbucks and there's like a little apple juice for the kids, and then a little Zima.
Yeah.
You can pop a little Zima while you're waiting in line for your venti iced.
You take it to a tailgate. You could take it on a bus, a subway. You got a little straw in there, and then your favorite thing to do with like a carton of anything with a straw at the end, blow into it as hard as you can so that the juice, like the rest of it, gets in there.
Make it a blowfish.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Did you ever do that? You ever actually like unwrap one of the cartons just to see what it looks like? It's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it's all lined in there because you can
Having color codes.
Yes.
Really cool.
Yeah. Ikaika, can you do me a favor? Can you hit the AC? I'm getting a little sweaty in here, Nick, as you know.
It's on. You're welcome.
Is it on?
Yep.
Oh, great.
You're just a big bear.
Just a
big man
big
bear.
old bear. Nick, I want to talk real quick. Tell me about this stand-up show on the boat, and when do I get an invite? Because I've always wanted to do stand-up on a boat, and I think it's genius.
I would love to have you for stand up on the boat. We don't have another one scheduled just yet because their summer months kicked up, so they kicked us off the boat so they could show movies and actually have like Google come on and make them some money. But basically, yeah, me and my partner Austin decided to go look for venues for shows that we could co-produce. And we walked by the pier and we were like, dude, it'd be actually really cool. This was during the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
So everything had to be outdoor, and the boats have these giant, beautiful outdoor seating areas that on the top of the boat. So we just went up to Red and White Cruises and said, hey, we'd love to partner with you guys and get some comics up here and try to put some audience on top of one of your boats. And it ended up being a really cool experience. And we ran a year's worth of shows.
Damn.
Almost every month. We had quite a few headliners come up from LA. We had a bunch of local headliners come here. We did a couple showcases. We did a little festival. So it was like a 2-day show, 2 shows each day with all the local comics. All of our friends came and just like partied on this boat with us. And we were actually able to, once the COVID restrictions kind of lightened up a little bit, we were able to move it inside, which was a different experience because it was obviously more of a club environment, but you were also like, if you looked to your left, you're like, oh, that's the Bay Bridge, that's wild, or oh, that's Oracle Stadium. But the last show we did, we had Ari Manis come up for it, and we're doing he's starting his headlining set, and we start hearing Fall Out Boy, and I look over and there's just Fall Out Boy playing at Oracle Stadium, and it is sold out. And we were a little undersold that day, so I was like, I picked the wrong career. I should have been
Fall Out Boy,
a pop punk band. Yeah.
I mean, Fall Out,
it was super fun.
Fall Out Boy, very underrated, in my opinion. Those first couple Fall Out Boy albums, woo, man.
I don't know that I know enough about Fall Out Boy to rate them, so I'll take your word for it.
You don't,
you know?
Come on, Nick. I know you. You have got a little bit of a punk side. Look at that beanie.
Sure.
Look at that beard.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you like a little bit of Fall Out Boy. Remember that Kanye West song with Kanye West and Fall Out Boy? Ooh, that was a good one.
Which way? Sing me a lick from it right now for the kids so they know what's up.
Shoot. Was it Kanye West and Fall Out Boy the song, or was it Jay-Z and Kanye West?
Kanye West. Jay-Z was Linkin Park.
Linkin Park. Okay, so it went. Kaika, can you give me a little bit of the Kanye West Linkin Park, or the Kanye West Fall Out Boy? Wait, I remember listening to it in like 2008. Nick Scarpino. Hold on.
Let's see here. I can Google it.
It's the same scene. It's an arms race. Do you remember that song?
Yes.
Hip-hop version.
Come on. It's like somebody in chat. Tell me.
Look up the lyrics and it'll pop in your head. I'm not gonna sing it.
Nick
I'm watching an ad right now. I'm gonna listen to it, but I'm watching an ad for Wheelworks.
Go get yourself some Wheelworks.
Jesus, how many ads are they put on this thing?
It like. Oh wait.
I do not remember the song at all.
Starts off like,
I have no help to you.
What's the name of the song? What is the name of the song?
It's This Ain't a Scene. It's an arm race.
Yeah, but there's like a sick hook to it. Damn it! Oh no. Patrick McCabe says dance. No. Was that arm? Yes. It's
Do I play the first 5 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, it's a dope beat. It's like a Kanye beat under it.
And then, but there's a hook.
It sounds like Gold Digger a little bit.
This is really good show stuff. Go to perkclothing.com.
Have you watched any of our podcasts? We do a visual podcast, and 99% of the time, our audio listeners, who we do more on, just hate us because we're like, let's look at this picture of this person. We're not going to describe it to you at all, audio listeners. And they're like, we hate you. We're not going to support you anymore on patreon.com/kindafunny.
Yes.
Go over there. Back us at the $1 tier.
Hit it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, so I saw an announcement. Studio, what's going on?
Studio coming in the new year.
Okay.
We had a date for it, unfortunately, because of COVID, because of all the supply issues that people are having right now. Here's what's happened.
Okay.
COVID screwed up the supply chains for everything.
Yeah,
obviously, resources are really hard to get.
Disaster.
Recently, I was in a Trader Joe's, and they were like, we don't have salt. Sorry, sir. We don't know when the salt's coming. So basically, wood got super expensive. Metal got hard to get. All the electrical components got hard to get. It pushed us back to a point where we are now on track. We thought we were going to hit a January 6th deadline, basically, to launch the studio for our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
But then another issue popped up, which is that all of the workers started getting super busy. So getting subcontractors for everything. Like we had an electrician show up, drop his stuff off, and then leave and never come back.
Get
because
out
he
of
was
here.
so busy with other jobs. Yeah. So my contractor is beside himself. He and the team are trying desperately to get this thing done. But it's just taking a lot longer than we thought it was going to take. But thankfully they're in the sheetrocking phase right now. So they've done all the data runs and electrical runs, plumbing is all of it's done. We're in the final phases of the interior of the studio. So hopefully, Q1 of January, we'll be able to get in there and have some fun and get you up there for a party.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm most looking forward to. I haven't seen you guys in person, and it's coming on, in March. 2 years, because I was what? No, I was up for in January, right, of 2020 before
you were
COVID.
up in January. You came up after that though. You came up for some other fundraising. I think you came up for Extra Life or something like that. I think we got you in that ghillie suit a lot.
I'm just trying to think of the last time that I was there.
I mean, the last time we were physically there was 2 years ago. So
yeah,
we weren't. I shut down the old studio. I think January of this year. I know maybe it was January of this year. Oh no, sorry, maybe it was August of last year because that's when the lease was up. So I kept it going for a while in the hopes that we could go back and at least work out of there while the new studio was getting done, but it just didn't. It just wasn't financially sound.
Right.
So we shut that down. So yeah, you probably weren't. You probably the last time you were up there was January 2019.
No, because it was 20. Because I remember I was trying to promote and wanted to promote Eating History, so I came up to see you guys. So it would have been that part of 2020 because we didn't air until end of March.
It might have been because we left that studio in March.
Yes.
Or February.
Right.
We saw IGN was hey, we're letting all of our workers work from home. We were well, screw you, IGN. We want to be better than you guys. So we were well, the writing's on the wall. Everyone's going to have to shelter in place for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So we went into that earlier than we needed to before the San Francisco mandates came down the line. And then 2 years later, we're still working out of our respective apartments. Oof. Weird.
Are you excited to get back to a studio, or have you? Because I know you're kind of like me, a little bit of a homebody. You don't but there is.
I like the convenience of working out of my house. I'm not gonna lie. I like the fact that I get to see my wife all the time. It's pretty awesome, and she's finally acclimated to having me around constantly. It took a while. Yeah. It took a while. I'm like a junkyard dog where it's oh, that dog is eating the furniture again. But after a while, you're can't live without this dog. It's we're in the third act of the movie now. Where we have to go solve the crime. But I think she's excited for me to leave, and I'm excited just to be around the guys again and be in that creative environment and just snack and have fun. And the downside is everything in my life. I've tailored my life so that all of my activities are within a 1 mile radius of where I'm currently sitting, because I'm kind of in the center of San Francisco. So any comedy that I go do, any workouts that I go do, any friends that I see are really, really close to me. But the studio's not that far away. It's actually only a few miles past maybe a mile past where the old studio was. So I I don't know. I vacillate because when I'm here, I'm I love being here. When I drive out to the studio, I'm oh, this is going to be so cool. And I'm standing in the space and I'm seeing it being built. I'm this is going to be radical when it's done.
Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to it. And I know I kind of pepper you guys sometimes. I'm when is this happening? Because I'm just excited.
Trust me, it's the main burden of the studio is falling on my shoulders as well as Kevin's shoulders. And it's, we're just, it's stressful, and we feel bad that we're letting the team down. But at the end of the day, we want to get it done right. We want to do it. I don't want to skimp on something that's, could have saved us a month, but then 5 years from now, we're well, crap. Now we have to reinstall that for twice as much money, or we just don't have that cool thing, or we didn't think, to not have the, something tucked up into the rafters. And now we want to put another set in or something like that. We have to redo all the AC units and shit like that. So there's just stuff that I want to make sure we're taking our time and getting it done right, and making the right decisions, but it's just taking longer than expected.
You're the opposite of the government of most countries. It's no, just do the cheapest stuff possible and don't worry about it when it explodes later. We'll fix it and just keep putting gum on a dam.
That's the opposite. It would have been the most expensive stuff possible, but installed incorrectly and not the right stuff. Correct. And it would have exploded later, and it would have been done 4 times as long as humanly possible. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually pretty close to the governments of the buildings, except our stuff's going to be done right and it's going to work well. Hopefully, knock on wood. That's the other fun thing is there's no guarantee that everything we're doing is going to work, right? We might get into the studio, but none of the electricity works in here. Well, what's going on? And then it's well, I don't know. And then our contractor's see you later. Because this is the other problem we're having is contractors, the second they're done, I'm hey, what if we wanted to paint the outside of the building? And they just don't get back to me. They're like, nope, I'm done with you. This is a 2-year project. I got 15 other projects lined up. I'm building a house. Well, I'm good. I'm like, oh, great.
I mean, the construction situation just across the country in some of these like booming parts of the world, it's bonkers. It's insane. Because my brother's
construction, real estate, there's all of our markets are just upside down right now. They don't make any sense. Like we just went through a massive economic peril, and people are coming out of it building more than they've ever built before, and there's no supply lines left. So like people are building like crazy, they're buying like crazy, people are quitting their jobs. Like they're calling it the mass, what is it, the mass quitting or whatever, the mass not retirement, but there's like thousands and thousands of people who are quitting their jobs because they're just like, life ain't worth it.
Right.
It's too short. I could die of COVID tomorrow, so I'm quitting my shit job. And then people are building stuff like mad, but then it's costing them 3 times as much because wood is 4 times as expensive as it used to be. It's gone down now, thank God. But you know, right after we didn't need it anymore, now the price of wood's gone down, so it's good.
When we were like building this I mean, you haven't been here, but like the basic wood structures, right? I went back like a month and a half later, and plywood was twice as expensive. I'm like, holy cow, did I dodge a bullet?
Yeah, my brother, who you know, Matt, is a set designer and builds predominantly most of his stuff out of wood, was joking around, and he sent me an image of what $1,000 of plywood looked like in 2019, which was like a massive pallet with like 40 or 50 sheets on it. Yeah. And then he's like, and this is $1,000 of plywood now. And it was like 5 sheets of plywood. And I don't even think it was an exaggeration. I legitimately think like that's what someone went to a Home Depot and was like, here's $1,000, like here's like a $500 of plywood, and that was like a half a pallet. It was at most. And
the Home Depots over here are, I mean, it's like The Walking Dead is happening. I mean, people are climbing over one another to just get like a 2x3, not even a 2x4.
I mean, so this is one of the issues, right? God bless our contractor. He's very even keeled, but he has spent the majority of his time building this building looking for components that he needs. So he's obviously a contractor. He has different various areas that he can go to, but more often than not, he's like, dude, I had to just go to Home Depot to get this stuff because it's the only, like, I called around. They're the only people that had electrical quad outlets. Yeah. And he's like, I hit a bunch back in the day and someone found them. He's like, damn it. But yeah, he's just been driving around to Lowe's, Home Depots, all of his contractor places, just trying to find enough outlets to put that, you know, the plans denote. It's wild.
And here we are with like ships stuck in harbors because there's not enough people to work because they're just saying, it's not worth it. I'm just going to go live.
Isn't that weird? Like, I don't understand. I mean, granted, listen, if you're in a job that you don't like and you're like, I'm going to quit, there's nothing that feels better than quitting a job you don't like. But I've always been of the mindset to not quit your job until you've got another job lined up. And I just don't understand how people, I don't know what people's plans are to like, what are you going to do? You got to get another job eventually, right? So are you just going to try to, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
What is it that you do here, Nick?
What would you say you do here, Josh?
That's why, like, that's going to be a card in futility. Quit your job with no prospects. Good luck. I think you'll really enjoy this game, Nick. It's it's a raunchy card game, and when I say raunchy, it's an adult card game mixed with a classic kids board game.
That's what a lot of parents want for their kids, right? Is they want their children to have both the fun innocence of childhood, but also watch porn. They want them to do both of those things at the same time.
It's the adultness, Nick, of it. It's like, hey, this is real life right now. It's hilarious. Right. This could happen to you. Like, make a best friend, steals your identity, go back 2 spaces. You know what I mean?
It's happened. Hey, do you think that your friend just got a new couch? Make sure you throw up on it. That's futility. Make sure you get too drunk and throw up on it, so it's always forever staying. Yeah.
Go to Boston.
How are we doing with futility? Is
it's funded?
It out yet? Can I buy this game now?
No, not yet. It won't be, because the Kickstarter, we still have 18 days to go, but we hit our initial goal to actually get the game made of $30,000. We hit that on Friday.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, awesome. Man. And we're at 33,000 even right now. Just hit that this morning. 18 days to go. We have a bunch of stretch goals we want to hit for the expansion packs, because the cards are what drives the game. So we have our classic cards in here, and then we've got, like teen angst, puberty cards. We've got sports, movies, R-rated cards, as I'm calling futility nights. And beautiful. you can mix and match all of these cards in order to just kind of like give yourself so many different versions of the game with the stretch goals so that it never gets old. It's not like the moops in Seinfeld when you can like memorize Trivial Pursuit so that you're that good at it, which is what I did as a child. I would just sit in the basement and read trivia questions. I was a little special, Nick, and memorize.
You still are. Still are, Josh.
Thanks,
We
buddy.
love you.
I appreciate
But
that.
we know that I like how he's like, for everyone working on this, like you haven't caught Josh in the office still doing this exact same thing to this day. Because one day he's going to play that all-important Trivial Pursuit game against someone, and he's going to want to win that thing.
Correct. I don't lose Trivial Pursuit, Nick. When they started coming out with like the 25th anniversary and the 40th, then like all these different things, like I got more cards I need to memorize, because. And that's why I wanted the expansion packs for Futility was so that you had kids over there being like, oh, I want to play the movie one tonight, and then we make more movie ones, and the possibilities for Futility, Nick, just like living, are endless. Yes,
endless.
Thank you, sir.
Now,
go ahead.
How much longer do you have me for? Because I want to talk to you about. Well, we don't have to talk about that.
What?
It's more of it's not a positive topic.
What do you want to talk about?
The other game that you wanted to helm for the longest time and all the controversy happening over there.
Yeah, and Nick
What's
is
your take on all that stuff? We don't have to talk about that.
No, we can. We've talked about it on here a few times, and I haven't talked about it in a minute because we've been so busy promoting Futility. Obviously, they have not found a permanent
They haven't
host.
figured that out yet. We're talking
Right?
about Jeopardy for everyone out there who has never followed Josh and doesn't understand that he needs to be the host of Jeopardy. Even though now I'm scared. Now I don't want you to be. Because I don't want them to be like, Josh is the host, and then they make you the host, and then they dig up those pictures of you shirtless at a Pittsburgh Steelers game. They're like, look at this monster. Just can't. He's on his 50th beer. Can we have the Jeopardy host have beer?
The Facebook account is private now, Nick. I've cut that off. After
that's smart.
Yeah, because that was early social media when you were like, listen, I'm gonna post myself drunk every night. Let's go.
Every night.
Right?
Every night. It's like day 37. Haven't had any water yet. Just Bud Light.
That's the Mark Ellis in Vegas. He can survive because all he does is drink Coors Light everywhere he goes, which is basically water. And I'm over here drinking bourbon or vodka or whatever. And I'm like, Mark, I gotta call it. It's 2:30.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm still feeling it, right?
Mark's coming up here, by the way. I think he's coming up in the next couple of months to do Milk Bar again.
I think that we're trying to reschedule it so that I can make it because it was supposed to be next 2 weekends from now.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to pick a date in November to do it, or possibly like mid-December, like Christmas time.
Very cool.
One of the
well,
two.
let me know because I want to come by and watch y'all. That'll be super fun.
And we want to have you on the show.
Right. That'd be fun too.
Yeah. And I think it was going to be a Friday night, so Friday or Saturday. But yeah, put you on the show, get everybody in there. I haven't seen you do stand up in a minute, and I've got
I got better. I'm still not great.
Okay.
But I did get better. I've been writing and performing a lot.
Good.
I've been doing the thing where you have to reach out to other people and beg to get on their shows.
the
And
best.
sometimes it works. Yeah. And it's always demoralizing. So
yes.
that's fun.
We have a show in like 6 months. You want to come on there? Oh yeah, cool. Definitely. That's exactly when I want to come on the show.
And then you follow up and you're like, hey, can I be on that show in 6 months? Like you're like, hey, it's been 6 months. You told me to. Oh, we booked. I'm sorry, bro. We booked it.
Oh, breaking news. KICKSTARTER, the Hawaiian Hunk, Prince of the Islands, Low Hot Friday.
$1.
Oh, come on. Who did that? Are they just trying to mess with my OCD? This is ridiculous. 33,001. Listen, I'll take the $1, but Nick, you know what this does to me?
It fills you with hope
Does it?
for the future.
So
Can I tell you the first thing I thought about
What's
when
that?
you reached out to me last night and
What's
you
it?
said, hey, do you want to be on the positivity report? And I was like, clearly their guest dropped out for Monday, so yes, I will. I thought, have you seen a movie called Beverly Hills Cop 2?
Nick, have I seen Beverly Hills Cop 2? That's the reason
Do
I
you
moved to
rem-
Los Angeles.
Do you remember the scene in Beverly Hills Cop 2 where Billy and Axel Foley are chasing after the bad guys after they robbed I think it was like the horse race?
Yes. Yeah.
And they get to the fence and he's like, hey, oh no, it's right before. He's like, hey, the place is being robbed. And the guy's like, I don't have authorization for that. And they look at each other and they scream back at him, authorized, and they shoot the alarm and it goes off.
Yes. Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like you and I are going to do that one day.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Every time I see a buddy cop movie, all I think is Scarpino and I. Scarpino could do that with me. Right? Like us in a buddy cop reality kind of a show where they're not cops, but they act like it.
Oh my God, I would love that because I don't want to actually be. I want okay. I don't want to actually have to like bum someone out by arresting them. That's not my vibe.
Yes.
But I do want to be able to carry a weapon for some reason and get donuts all the time and just sit in the car. Like think of the conversations we'd have sitting in the car with coffee, hot coffee,
a couple donuts, and then
we wear the ties with the short sleeve shirts.
Yes, the Sipowitzes, as my brother calls them.
The Sipowitzes. We gotta be Sipowitzes.
God, we would crush it. Like, what are you guys staking out? Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, we were told there was
shop.
some crime that might be happening here, but we're just hanging out.
They're like, you're in Beverly Hills. There's no crime happening here. Like, yeah, exactly. It's great.
We should.
And then, but both of us are like, they're like, which one of you guys is the good cop and which one is the bad cop? We're both good cop. Both good cop. We don't really want to.
No, we're not.
We're positive.
It's like when Ellis and I went to see Let's Be Cops, and I was told I was never allowed to review another movie at Collider or Schmo's No Channel because I said that
it was the perfect movie.
Because it's a top 5 comedy all time, Nick.
One of the greatest films ever made.
Ever made. It's genius. It doesn't have a lull. In the whole show, in the whole movie, there was no lull at all. The last a minute, boom, boom. I would put that up against any comedy all time. Dumb and Dumber, MacGruber, Happy Gilmore. Funny all the way through. I still laugh out loud at a low. When he does the meth, come on. That is just amazing.
Come on. Great film. Great filmmaking. That's of an era that you just can't do that anymore. But
yes,
God bless him. You know, what I just watched the other day? Like R.I.P. Norm Macdonald. I'd never seen Dirty Work before.
Oh, Dirty Work is genius.
I kind of stayed away from it because I'm not a huge Artie Lang fan.
Yeah.
And I mean, Norm Macdonald, God bless him. I love Norm Macdonald. But Norm Macdonald's like a very special taste. But man, watching that, I was like, oh, you know what? It's actually not. It's actually a much better movie than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
I'm happy I watched it. R.I.P. Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Started watching his show also, which is completely zany.
Go and watch his opening monologue to the ESPYs, and I think it's 2001, maybe.
Why would they have him host that?
Yeah. And he has his last joke is so good. I mean, nobody understands. Half the athletes are like, I don't know about this. I mean, he is taking shots. And, Norm Macdonald, of all the comedians all time, he gave the most 0 Fs of any comedian all time. It's like Norm Macdonald, Bill Burr, right? Eddie Murphy. Like, they just 0 Fs given. And Norm Macdonald you can go and watch every appearance of him on Conan back to back to back. It's like an hour and a half, and each one is better than the last.
Oh, I might just do that for my midday break. I'm gonna make some turkey meat. Maybe I'll sit down with that opening monologue from the ESPYs from Norm Macdonald. By the way, one of those moments where you're like, who do we get to host the show?
Yeah,
Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. It's a terrible idea.
It's a bad idea.
I tell you right now, veto that idea. Go out, get anyone else.
I want a documentary series about finding hosts for award shows and how producers took it. Like a Ricky Gervais, a Norm Macdonald. Like when award shows go wrong, I want the interviews with the people that had to hire or run that show. That's a fun series.
Getting Ricky Gervais to host anything is like asking to drink with Josh Macuga. It sounds like a great idea at first. But an hour in, you're like, this was a miserable mistake. I'm going to die. Meanwhile, Josh is still like you're like, how are you sober? You've had a whole 5th of vodka. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Training.
Let's go. Yeah. Like that night I took you around Los Angeles, I probably had about 30 drinks and you had
That was
2.
one of my best nights in LA ever. I think about that night very fondly when I think back to that.
I mean,
that was fun.
You got to come back down again. I got a kid now. I can go twice as hard.
That doesn't make any sense to me. This is why I don't bother people. People have children. I go, you're an adult now. You don't have room in your life for me.
Yeah, no.
I'm a child. I'm a man child. We can't go to Barney's Beanery and get hammered and have you tell me. Literally, we sat in every chair and Josh was like, I was sitting in this chair when yada 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 happened, and I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. And then we just got up and sat in another chair, and then we ordered breakfast. I think.
Yeah, you got eggs and broccoli because you were on that keto thing or whatever.
Yeah, it was super good. Yeah, it was so good.
Oh man.
Breakfast at 2:00 in the morning at Barney's Beanery. It was great.
That's Barney's best meals are their breakfast. Barney's Beanery. They make a good wing. They make good nachos, but everything else, the breakfast they crush. And I don't know how they do it, but it's really good.
It was really good.
The question to your previous question about Jeopardy is they still haven't found a host. Mayim Bialik has been fine. I think she's fine. I think that she's getting a little bit better. I still have this sneaking suspicion that she does not like to talk to the contestants. Like she acts like she likes, but at the end of the day, she's like, normal people.
Doesn't that kind of like, Isn't that one of the main components of the show though? Aren't
Yes.
there like I imagine if you're hosting Jeopardy, there's two things you got to nail.
Yeah.
One,
Reading.
ask the questions correctly,
Correct.
or what? Or rather, I'm sorry, ask the answers correctly because Jeopardy, of course, doesn't tell you the question; they tell you the
It's
answer.
a clue.
And two, that fun banter back and forth with the contestants while still having an air of confidence and superiority to said contestants.
Not so much like, I'm a celebrity. I got to talk to these normals. It's like when you would imagine if you went to get a Mayim Bialik autograph at a Comic-Con, she'd be like, okay about it.
I feel like she's not going to Comic-Con. She doesn't. I don't think she wants to be surrounded by that many fans.
Dude.
That was the great thing about Trebek. Is Trebek was Jeopardy born and raised.
Yes.
Name one other thing that man did. I can't. You probably could.
Yeah.
But I can't.
I know his whole career.
Because he is the DNA of that. He is the one that pioneered the staunch, sort of starched collar, no BS Jeopardy hosting. And occasionally he'd smile and you'd be like, that just brought a little ray of sunshine into my heart.
Correct. And him talking to the contestants was always the best because he acted like he cared. He made, like you said, made fun of them a little bit. And then we went on with the game. But everybody had their moment with Alex. Whereas mine be Alex like, so it says here on the card, you're a person. Cool. Next. Right?
You are a human person. Is that correct? You're like, all right, you're smart. I get it.
And then Ken Jennings
you're more
is coming.
successful than me. I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Ken Jennings is coming on. I mean, the best one to do it in the guest hosting situation was Katie Couric and Joe Buck. Right? They were the best two guest hosts of all of them. They're bringing Ken Jennings on, even though he attacked. He had a kind of a rough Twitter past, but they're bringing him on. I feel like they need to get.
Ken Jennings is not the producer, right?
No,
he's not the guy.
Correct. Producer was Mike Richards.
That guy. That guy asked for some chaos. That guy's an idiot.
It's kind of like. It's honestly like if Greg, I'm a sports reference. I wish Andy was here. He would probably get this one. It's like
call him.
If the old head coach was like, I'm starting quarterback now, bye.
Yeah. You're like, that doesn't seem like a good idea. And they're like, well, you're the head coach. You're the only person that can make this call. And he's like, I'm making the call. Suit me up, coach. And it's like, you're talking to yourself. That's weird.
You are the person. And then it turns out he wasn't a very nice person to pretty much everybody he worked with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's one of those things that if you're super mean to everyone and kind of a tyrant, maybe don't put yourself in front of camera. You know, like don't do that. Maybe just don't be a tyrant. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so who do you think will end up being the host ultimately for it? Do you have a beat on who that's going to be?
I would think it would probably be Ken Jennings.
Yeah. Is Ken Jennings the guy that won the most?
Yes. Yeah.
He's one of the past contestants, right?
Yes. Here's the thing. You need to appease to the old ladies watching it. You need to appease to middle America. And I think that sometimes Ken Jennings has this air of like, I'm way smarter than you. Alex Trebek, you thought he knew the answers. Ken Jennings, you know he knows the answers. And that's the problem.
Alex Trebek was perfect because you knew that he knew that he doesn't know the answers. And you knew that he was just going to, when all was said and done, he was going to take off his suit, put on another suit, and have a cocktail.
Yes,
you know?
100%.
He's going to put on his comfy suit and have a cocktail.
When Jean Trebek came on the Positivity Report, we were talking, and she's like, what people don't realize is Alex loved just putting on an old T-shirt and jeans and watching the Lakers game. I was like, no, he didn't. He only wore suits all the time. He slept in a suit. Suits.
He was the guy that was like there's that. I forget what the line was, but there's that line in 30 Rock where Liz comes to Alec Baldwin's office and he's wearing a tuxedo. She's like, "Why are you wearing a tuxedo?" He goes, "After 5. What am I, poor? What am I, a poor person?" This is great. That's what I imagine Alex Trebek because he just gets out of the suit at 5 o'clock. He just snaps his fingers. He's in a tuxedo.
He's just in a tuxedo. Oh man.
R.I.P.
Yes. Okay, so I titled this Nick Scarpino was in Drumline because I was watching Drumline on Friday night. And underrated film, in my opinion. Underrated. Drumline, underrated.
Nick Cannon, right?
Yes. Nick Cannon, the guy from Office Space who plays the crack guy trying to sell him the magazines. Forget that actor's name. He plays the teacher, Dr. Lee.
Orlando. I want to say no, not Orlando.
It is. It's something Orlando.
Orlando Jones.
Orlando Jones.
Thank you,
That's right.
KICKSTARTER. I've listened to the movie one time. Anything that had to do with marching band, I was like, I'm going to support this.
Now,
because there's so few movies out there that really capture the magic and the struggle of being in a marching band.
Yeah. KICKSTARTER, our technical engineer, the Hawaiian hunk, was in the marching band as well. He played the trumpet, correct, Ikaika?
Yes.
Yes. Nick
I also play
Scarpino
trumpet.
also to trumpet man. Yeah.
Mhm.
A trumpeteer, as they call them. Zoe Saldana is the lead girlfriend in it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And she
Yes,
is,
I believe so.
ooh, wow. Zoe Saldana. But the one roommate is you. I thought that was Nick Scarpino, a young Nick Scarpino. Is that you in Drumline? Tell the people right now.
It is not me in Drumline. I wish it were, though. And if you want to believe that it is me, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's start that rumor right now. In fact, if anyone has access to my Wikipedia page,
Update.
A, please correct my birthday.
Yeah.
And B, put it in there that I'm in Drumline.
Yep. Because you were great in Drumline. And
Thank you.
I didn't know that you could play that big drum that well. Like, you're a very good
The big bass drum?
The big bass drum.
The bass drum, very hard to play because you only play one out of every 4 notes.
Okay.
The rest of the bass drum line plays the rest of them, right?
Yes.
So when the bass goes, you're only playing like 3 of those notes, and you got to make sure you're playing at the right time, or else you sound stupid. You gotta know what I'm talking about. But see, here's the thing, Josh.
Okay.
You don't understand any of this because you were too busy suiting up in your pads,
No,
and getting
whoa,
out
whoa,
there in
whoa,
your tight
whoa.
pants
Nick.
and slamming your head into other men, and you don't understand what it was like to just be in those hot wool uniforms and have to wear a hat that has a plume on it. And then when the plume gets crap on it, some band mom goes, "What happened to your plume?" And you're like, "I don't know what happened to my plume. Get me another plume."
Nick, if you think for one moment that I suited up in pads and a helmet on Friday night, you're out of your mind. I suited up in Milwaukee's Best and gum so that my parents wouldn't know I was drinking before the football game.
Smart. You ever play football?
No, I swam and I played golf.
Why did you have such a great build for football? You would have been
No.
great.
I do not have the mindset to hit other humans. I got punched in
No,
the
you
ear
are
one
kinda
time in
delicate,
college,
yeah.
and that was it. Yeah, no.
That's probably better for you, though. Ultimately, it's better for you because a lot of my friends that played football have like chronic injuries
Yeah.
from that.
No,
From playing in high school and like college. They're just like neck injuries, back injuries, you know.
Mhm. Although this
Tough.
morning I was dancing so hard to make Rosie smile that I think I may have like strained a muscle in my back. But I'm learning the Charleston.
Yes.
For her?
That's smart. She'll appreciate that when she's 12
Yes.
and you're embarrassing her at a party.
Yep.
Can I tell you that Rosie might be the cutest baby on the planet?
Thanks, man.
Can I
She
tell you
is-
this? Now, can I tell you why?
Why is that?
First off, Rosie, I have an Aunt Rosie, a great Aunt Rosie.
Yeah.
That's my grandma Scarpino's sister.
Yes.
She's Aunt Rosie, of course, very, very old. She's passed away.
Okay.
But
Legend.
she reminds me, your daughter reminds me of Rosie because they look. My Aunt Rosie had that smushy face.
Yeah.
And your Rosie has that smushy face, and it's the
does.
cutest thing ever. And she has like that old soul's eyes where she's looking at you and you're like, "Oh, I'm getting judged real hard right now for my choice of meals." And my Aunt Rosie uses that. She's like, "Nick, are you having another sausage?" And I'm like, "It's Uncle Lou made sausage and peppers. We want it for me." And she's like, "It's 2:00 in the morning." I'm like, "Well, Uncle Lou's up, so I'm up." Okay.
I have an Uncle
Anyway.
Lou too. Yeah. No, and I appreciate that. She is the cutest thing, and she does have a very judgy face sometimes. Like,
It's the cutest thing ever.
What
Every
are
time
you?
you post on Instagram, I'm just like, I literally run to my other room and I show my wife, and we both do the "aw" thing. It's great. It's great.
she is like the sweetest little thing. So this morning, like, I get her up in the morning. So Amanda puts her to bed at night. That's their special time. And my special time is waking her up in the morning, and it's magical. And so she started doing this thing every morning now where if I open the door and she knows I'm coming in, she goes like, like she's so
Yes.
excited
Yes.
to get out of bed, right? So I put her in this
Now-
little bumbo and I give her a little breakfast, and we like have a bottle in the morning. We watch a little golf channel, and then I start doing like little dances for her to like try and make her smile. And this morning I was like trying as hard as I can because I told Amanda when she starts taking dance class, I want to take dance class too. Like I want to take dance classes all the way through with her. Learn to tap, do modern, so that like you were in Drumline, I wanted to be in You Got Served. That's my dream
Oh
movie.
yeah, you wanted to take it to the streets and just like
Correct.
throw it out there, man.
Correct.
Throw it out there with your body.
Yeah, like
I find that to be obviously it must be one of the more amazing things about being a dad is that you have so many opportunities to embarrass your daughter going
Yes.
forward.
Mm-hmm.
One of which is, of course, she's going to want to go. Maybe she wants to play sports, dance. Who knows? Maybe dare I say, Uncle Nick puts the bug in her ear about being in the old marching band.
I would love for her to be in marching band. My only issue with marching band, and it's always been the same thing with marching band, it seems like you guys were getting way too weird sexually way too young.
Oh, bus rides were just a.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah. An orgy? Yeah.
Bus rides got dirty.
Yes.
Right? It was always bus rides back.
Scares me
because it was dark. They'd shut the lights off for some reason, and it was warm. And whoever you were sitting next to, you made sure you were strategically sitting next to your significant other, so that you could make out. There'd be a lot of makeout sessions happening.
Yeah, I've heard, and we had
Also,
these.
you change outside. Like we would just literally. The bus would pull in, the doors would go up, we'd grab our uniform, you'd hang your uniform on the door of the bus, like the cargo door of the bus, and just get completely almost naked in front of everyone else.
Yep.
And it was that and high school theater that I made out with the most amount of people ever.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, listen, she wants to be a dancer in theater, whatever she wants to do in her life, I'm totally for it. What makes me nervous is that like the band kids in my high school, and I was in the chorus, right? But the kids that were in marching band, that were in like the orchestra and all that kind of stuff, they were getting in trouble in the band practice rooms for having sex in there. And I was like, I'm out here working out every day, playing sports, and I'm getting nowhere near as much action as these band kids.
Because you're not, you have to put yourself in the environment that is like that perfect recipe for like sexiness, right?
Yes.
What's better? What's hotter? You know what I mean? Then just you finish a show, you get first place, and you come off, and everyone's a little sweaty and tired, but you're jacked up from the adrenaline from performing, and then they cram you into a bus, all next to each other, and that energy has to go somewhere. It's second only to the backstage bathroom of my theater. Saw more action than any room on the freaking planet. I swear to God, not from me. I only ever made out with women in high school. Okay. So I was never like, I was always too afraid of sex because I thought that sex equaled commitment, and I would have had to tell someone that I loved them. And that was too much commitment for me. I didn't want to break anyone's heart like that. But there was so many people banging in that bathroom.
Is that why you
just smelled like sex?
Is that why you indeed don't have kids? Because you just make out?
Is that what we're doing wrong? Because she keeps telling me that's the way to do it. And I'm like, all right, cool. This is cool. I'm really good at this. And I'm a good kisser. I'm not a bad kisser.
Well, you were drum major, which is why I thought you were in Drumline.
No, that is the common misconception. So drum major is not a person who plays drums. That is the person who conducts the marching band. So when you see the person out front of the marching band with the baton, for instance, if it's a parade that they're running, so you see, the tradition, when you think marching band, you probably think of like, we're marching in a block down a street to a John Philip Sousa march.
I think of Friday night football games in Upper St.
So Friday night football games would be us on the field show. I used to be the one that did both those things. I would conduct the band on the field show. It was very much a symbolic thing. A lot of marching bands, the band director, they don't have a drum major. The band director will do it, and then they'll pull someone to just be the drum major for the parade routes. My school had a couple drum majors, and you basically help lead the band to make sure you run practices and stuff like that.
Yes.
My band director did not want me to be drum major because I was fat, and he did not. He was like, and I quote, we've never had a fat drum major before. So if you want to be drum major, you have to lose weight. And I did. And he was very proud of me.
Whoa,
and
Nick.
I know. You can't say shit like that to a kid anymore. You could not walk up to a kid and be like,
hey, fatty.
Because he literally was like, I'm not going to make a new uniform for you. You have to fit into the old guy's uniform. And Adam, the drum major before me, was like 5 foot. He was my height, but maybe like 150. Okay. And I'm 220. I'm 5'8", 220. I'm like, there's two of me that's going to that uniform.
You were really eating
the river. They ended up actually
making
me a new uniform anyway because I still didn't fit his, but I did lose weight, and I was very proud of myself for that. And years later, talked about that in therapy. I'm like, wow, that was actually kind of a fucked up thing to say to a kid, but whatever.
Let me ask you before we let you go: did you run out on the field and do the jump splits like in Drumline?
No, but I used to have to hop up onto the podium. We had a podium that came up to about your chin. Yeah. And so you had to be able to, that was one of the things that you had to be able to do physically, was hoist yourself up with a tricep pull, like push, like a dip onto it, and then get onto the podium without looking stupid. And I had to be able to do that. So I did a lot of tricep exercises when I was working out to become drum major.
The strength of Nick Scarpino it's legendary.
It's all here.
The beard, it's mental.
I apologize for dropping the F-bomb. I hope this is brought to you by Futility.
Yeah. I mean, there's an F in Futility, Nick, and we currently 356 backers, $33,156. We're past that 3301. Thank you for helping with my OCD. Now, even the numbers. If we could get, never mind.
What do you need to see to make this game?
What
hit 50K? What do we need to get you to?
No, we hit it. We're making the game. We hit the $30,000
Cool.
goal. But if we get to like 50 or 60, it would be amazing. We got 17 days to go. We can do it. We can do it. Just like Nick Scarpino lost the weight to be a drum major at Riverside High School here in Southern California. Did you go to Riverside?
No, it's just John W. North High. We don't have. There's no Riverside High School. It's in Riverside.
Yeah.
But our main high schools were Poly, Ramona, and John W. North. We were Huskies. Go Huskies.
Go Huskies. Nick, I love you so much, buddy. I miss you every single day.
I miss you back.
Can't wait to see you soon. I'm actually headed up your way this upcoming weekend. I'll shoot you a text if you want to.
Let's hang out. Let's grab some food or something.
Yeah, I want to get square pie, guys.
Let's go. I'm down.
Thanks for taking the time this morning. Love you so much, bud.
My pleasure. Love you back.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks for being on my show.
What?
Thanks for having me on the show. Thanks for being on my show. What a weirdo.
Nick Scarpino, everybody. Futility, the actual game of living. Hit that Kickstarter link in the bio. Also, remember, we got a new sponsor of the show, perkclothing.com. Go to perkclothing.com. Perk, get a Perk shirt. Don't be a jerk. Wear Perk. Get those Perk chinos. I swear to God, dudes, your butt's going to look fantastic. You ever been walking down the street and thought, man, these pants just aren't doing it for me? Go to perkclothing.com. Use the code GPA. Put on a pair of Perk chinos and watch your butt just really hit that Bruce Willis level of striking distance attractive. Like Bruce Willis wore Perk chinos in the set of Die Hard, and they told him to take it off because would have given it an NC-17 rating. That's how hot these chinos make your body look. Perk shirts, also the most comfortable shirt you're ever going to put on your chest, arms, and torso. You ever look at yourself in the mirror and say, that shirt's not doing it for me? Get yourself a Perk shirt. Really, I swear, I put on a Perk shirt, didn't have abs, now I've got abs. No big deal. It's like KICKSTARTER, the Hawaiian Hunk, Prince of the Islands, Aloha Friday.
You want to hear that song now?
Yeah.
All right.
Is this the Kanye West Fall Out Boy song?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm thinking of other song.
Hold on. Why is it not playing?
Was there one where he's on like a Timbaland album? Fall Out Boy and Timbaland? Timbaland. One and Only. I think that's a song I'm thinking of.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, I had it muted.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of Timbaland and Fall Out Boy. It's a different song. It's the Wipe That Smile Right Off Your
There you go.
In Face. Yeah, I love this song, but it's not the one I was thinking
What?
of.
That's the
I
Kanye
know,
West one.
I know. The one I was thinking of was One and Only by Kanye West and Timbaland. Or no, sorry, Timbaland and Fall Out Boy. Because it's got this amazing hook that's Wipe That Smile Right Off Your In Face. Ooh. That's a jam. And I apologize for confusing everybody, but thank you so much. And thank you to everybody. I saw a tweet in here that's amazing. Sammy Leon Mendoza said she met her husband in band. Man, Sammy, love happening with a little music. Thank you all for being here on a Monday, and thanks to Nick Scarpino, and thank you to everybody who has made Futility, the actual game of living, a reality. Let's hit those stretch goals. 17 days to go. Gonna make it happen. Big, big, boom! Everybody, also, let's do some videos that make me smile, and we can get out of here.
This isn't the video, but this happened yesterday.
What happened? Whoa! Ikaika got a fresh tattoo! All right, explain the tattoo to us, because I don't understand it.
So it's night before Christmas.
Okay.
So the house is the house of the dog.
Okay.
This is Jack Skellington's ghost dog.
What's his name?
Zero.
Zero's is
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay.
Which is also fitting because my cat that I adopted, his original name was Zero.
Okay.
Too.
Okay. From
This-
zero to hero.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he has like a little pumpkin
Ooh.
nose.
Oh, he has a pumpkin nose?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
adorable.
in the you never see the movie, right?
No.
In the movie, he pretty much is the Rudolph of the movie.
Oh, that's cute.
And then pumpkin because there's a lot of pumpkins there.
Okay.
And then there's a spiral hill that Jack Skellington walks on. That's like a big part of the movie.
I remember that in like the trailer. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Oh man,
But it's, like,
that's
a little
really
bit
awesome,
color.
dude.
So eventually, I'm gonna put all my characters that I love on this arm.
Yeah.
So it's gonna.
Oh,
take
so
a
you're
while,
gonna
but-
sleeve up all?
Oh
like,
yeah, I'm gonna
just
do full sleeve.
all Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, just all like cartoon characters.
Oh, what else are you gonna put on there?
I want a
Jersey
Captain
Girl
America
Okay.
with Mjolnir.
Animated Captain America or
I don't want Chris
Evans?
Evans one. I
Okay.
want like more animated one.
Got
with- He's holding Thor's hammer.
Okay.
Because that's awesome.
Like that.
I do want like a Spider-Man versus Mysterio.
Okay.
Because I love Mysterio and Spider-Man.
And again, not Tom Holland and Jake Gyllenhaal, more animated.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Maybe the same costume as Jake Gyllenhaal's going because
Okay.
that one's just awesome.
Got it.
And I got to think about other stuff. Maybe like a Sonic. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Throwback. But I don't know. There's a whole lot of ones I want to do. Maybe like a Jason mask.
Oh,
And then like
I was gonna say
Frankenstein's monster. The
Oh.
face.
Dr. Frankenstein. Okay.
How dare you? That's just on this arm though. I want to get fully tatted up.
I like it.
Actually.
That's dope. I dig that tattoo. As somebody that doesn't have any tattoos, but has had many injuries, so I've got scars. Those are my tattoos. How much did it hurt? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is the pain level like on a tattoo?
Here, let me go back to it so I can show you where it hurt more.
Okay.
So this is my forearm. So like this is my
Yes.
like.
I've got so much hair.
What is
on
this
my
called?
forearm.
This is not the armpit. This is like the forearm. Pit.
It's called the crux of the arm.
Okay.
I
So
made that
this
up. It's just-
this side hurt more because this
Okay.
is my left forearm. So like the inner part,
okay.
and then down here,
Like
hurt
closer
a
to
little
the
bit.
wrist?
Yeah, and
Okay.
definitely like the little details. So like, because it's
The
a
little
smaller
bats?
needle.
Okay.
So like where
the pumpkin.
yeah, the pumpkin hurt, and like these little lines.
Okay.
But it was mostly like this left side hurt
Gotcha.
and like these lines.
Okay.
But like the coloring, it's pretty much like a scribble. Like
Okay.
so that feels actually it kind of feels good in a way because it's really fast and it's
Okay.
not like focused on one spot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say if 10 is like excruciating, maybe like 6,
6? That's it?
5 to 6. There's one part where it was like 7.5,
Okay.
but
Damn.
I wasn't like oh or tearing up or anything, and like I don't handle pain super well, but it wasn't like the most awful thing. I think if you could handle pain, the dangerous thing about tattoos is
that a
once you
shot?
get
You're
one,
taking a shot?
kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
don't do
it isn't
pain
going as deep. I feel like.
Okay.
But the thing that's dangerous about tattoos is once you get one, you want more. Like once you leave, and the next day you're like, okay, what am I
Mhm.
gonna get my next one?
Mm-hmm.
It becomes
Get addicted
addicting.
to it. Yeah. It's like me and golf stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. But that looks cool, man. Congratulations on your new
Thank you.
tattoo. That's awesome. A lot of people in chat saying, I need ink, da 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 da. I'm guessing a lot of people have tattoos, which is really cool. So way to go. If you had Mark Riley at 10:05 on your bingo card, you won.
Long show, huh?
Long show. We're going to do some videos that make me smile, and then we can get out of here. Mark even brought in dry cleaning for everybody. That's nice. All right, so this first one, I think Amanda might yell at me, but Rosie's just big enough now that she sits up on her own, and I want to do this. I don't think people at the store wouldn't care.
As long as you grab before
She hits
the
and-
monster sucks in
Yeah,
the shirt or
the
something.
scary monster. Ken would yell at me about this because this is
Yeah.
like the babies on an escalator.
Now, question:
'Kay.
if you were there, which gum would you grab?
I always grab the Trident White.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Rosie would just try and grab everything next to her because she likes like this kid not. Maybe she would be kind of confused because she is moving. She would love it. She would have a smile on her face like this little kid.
You ever think about how disgusting those things are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they wipe them down all the time now since COVID.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
like
I don't know.
like chicken juice and all that
Yeah.
gross. All right, here's the next one.
Yeah, this was me on Saturday. Yesterday, Amanda left for like a few hours, and I just full body on couch nap. I just like my body gave up on me yesterday. It had enough. And bulldogs are adorable. All right, what's next?
What's this one?
Watch this. This is me as a kid. I think this is where it started. I think he might be laughing, but he's also terrified.
Man, he looks like one of the Wiggles with that shirt.
I know. I think that's like Christmas kind of stuff. I'm
Uh,
gonna get you. Oh God. Yeah. No. Let's be. Amanda keeps scaring Rosie, and she loves it, which terrifies me that she might like horror movies. Although Amanda and I both hate it, but we did watch, and I'll get you guys out on this one. If you haven't watched it, we watched A Quiet Place 2 on Saturday. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's scary." Yes, there were points that we definitely jumped in bed a little bit, and it's scary. But I like monster stuff, and I love post-apocalyptic movies. A Quiet Place 2 and A Quiet Place 1 are the greatest back-to-back movies I've seen in a long time. Bad Boys 2, Indiana Jones, and then Temple of Doom or Temple of the 3. But like back-to-back as a continuous movie, because it's basically like back-to-back movies.
I'm
right?
telling you, it's like a season 1 of a show.
I
Like,
know.
it just continues. It doesn't open the world too much.
I think we need a but the stars are too big. But I think you need a Quiet Place series that really investigates the rest of the world and how we're going to start to bring down. Because how Quiet Place 2 ends, we now have this option, like we can try and bring down these monsters and recreate the world. But now we're in Walking Dead territory where half the world has gone weird and kind of insane, and the other half is like trying to help one another. But it's only been about a year, a little over a year since the monsters came. And we need to kill these monsters. I loved it.
Well,
It was terrifying at points when those monsters first show up in that town. Oh my god!
The opening's
Yeah.
amazing.
Holy shnikes, Batman!
What
It's
I'm
crazy.
interested in is, was there only one meteor that landed? Were there ones around the whole Earth?
all over
How
the
m-
earth. I think that's that what they were hitting when he was watching, or they were listening to it on the radio. It was like something happened and it was like Europe or Russia.
Russia.
Did they say Russia?
I think so, yeah.
Man, that movie's awesome. Ah.
Part 3. They're making it.
But Krasinski's not writing or directing it.
No.
But I'm guessing he would have like his hand in reading, and
Producing
making
for
sure
sure.
he's producing. Did you see who else is a producer on that?
Emily Blunt.
No,
Who?
Michael Bay.
That's right.
Don't be dogging my Bay all day, Michael Bay. Thank you all for joining us here on the Positivity Report. Thanks for everybody that has supported and continues to support the Futility Kickstarter 17 days ago. 356 backers. We are making it happen. We love all you so much. Remember, every single day you choose positivity. It's an act of choice. Call somebody, text them, tell them you love them. It matters. It's way easier to love than hate. Find the good. See you tomorrow.